Come on, we're...
Good evening.
Is this on?
All you minties, and welcome to another episode of Reelz Talk with your host, the amazing Amanda, and my lovely co-host, the uncanny Omar.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Near Mint Condition. This is our third try. Third time's a charm. But hey, we're here.
My computer because it needed an update and restart, and I created one stream before that. When it updated and restarted and went back into StreamYard, it didn't show a stream. So I was like, oh, it didn't take. So I made a new stream. So I blame my computer and StreamYard. That's
I am someone that takes full responsibility for things. So I don't blame technology. I blame Amanda for running us late. So that's what I'm here for. I'm a realist. I don't.
Yeah. I need to know, first and foremost, I need to know what Earth Geomancer thought of Man in the House.
Might watch Angels. Well, obviously he liked it if he went to watch Man of the House and now wants to go and watch Angels in the Outfield.
Look, I mean, you can't go wrong with
so
just
Logan?
Hey, Logan.
What happened to my elbow?
Did you guys get in a fight while you were doing the landscaping?
Yeah, but it was a verbal fight. My wife is a 4th-degree black belt. I think she'd put a lot more damage on my body than that. I was outside. We were actually doing some exercises, and we went for an extraneous jog walk, and it had been raining the night before. And on Monday, I slid. Oh, it was bad. Let me tell you something. When you fall in your 40s, it's a lot different than falling in your 20s. I remember when I was jogging in my 20s, I fell. I tripped on something, and I had a huge gash on my arm. I was bleeding, and I'm like, oh, I'll just finish my jog, and then I'll walk back home. Now it's like, oh God, call an ambulance. Oh man, it was awful. Like I landed on my back, my leg, it's in my head, man. It's so weird. But yeah, that's what happens.
Hit by a car.
What?
Yeah, Avi got hit by a car.
Why does your sister have the worst luck ever? That poor woman. She had a busted up leg when I went to see her in New York. And how did she get hit by a car in New York?
Yeah, she was crossing the street. They had the pedestrian sign, like the little walkie dude, on her way to take her dog to the vet, and a Buick comes racing around the corner and didn't stop. And she jumped in front of her dog to save her life. And now ends up with a hip spasm, and her whole right side of her body's bruised. And she calls me up bawling. I was like, you need to go to the ER. I need to get an X-ray.
Yeah, right? Why is it that I remember when she busted her knee, she was texting you pictures, and I was like, does she think that you're a nurse? She should just go to the skip the step where she's sending you pictures, because I don't know if I take medical advice from a man. She's saying I don't know if I would do that or not.
She is the Final Destination protagonist.
I did get up, Renee. I got up like a man. An older man.
On his elbow.
I was like, dude, let me tell you, I hope there weren't any kids around me or they're going to learn some new curse words. Because I was like, I just let it all out. I don't know what I said. I cursed everyone. Yeah, it was bad. But we are. It doesn't stop the show. I still came home and I filmed. And that's what I did. Nurse man, yeah,
I'm not a nurse.
I would not be sending Amanda pictures of your.
He called me to tell my friend who had a free ticket to the War Pro this weekend that she was not going to go with him because she's now injured. That's the only reason she called me, and also telling me she was scared to go to the ER by herself, and that she was going to wait for my mom to drive 3 hours up there. I know she doesn't have great health care, so the ER in this economy is. You're right, Griffin X. You might as well just. Find a medicine.
Was it a hit and run?
It was. She got the license plate, a picture of it, and luckily there are a lot of cameras around, so she filed a police report. So hopefully they get the guy.
What if he's really cute? Could this be their meet cute?
This would be the weird.
And he's really charming. He's like, I'm so sorry.
Isn't that the story of the movie with Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield that just came
It's
out?
the
We Live in
story of a
Time.
lot of movies. That's the
Wait a
meat
minute.
of a lot of movies.
Wait a
I
minute.
accidentally hit you with my car. You were in a coma, but we're in
That was
love.
not the wedding planner. He saved her life from almost getting hit by a car, and he was a
Yeah.
doctor. Yeah.
Or after 40, when you fall, you have to lay there for a minute. I did. I contemplated the decisions I had made that morning, and I'm a lot like my father, and honestly, a lot like Amanda. It ain't my fault. Like, we got to put the blame on somebody just to make ourselves feel better. So I was like, damn it, Melody, I told you we were. And she's like, you did not say a word. I'm like,
I'm never going for a run ever again.
In my head, I did.
Want my walking pad? It's a lot safer. It only goes max 4 miles an hour. So you
F
can
that thing. Wait till AI takes over. You're going to be like stuck in it. Anyway, hopefully everybody's having a good day. Is there a restock on Bendis' new Avengers near when? Is it out? It's not out of print yet, is it? I don't think so. I don't
think a lot of comic books staring at me right now.
Yeah, you do. We need to bring back Old Reader, New Reader.
We
I
do.
need to tell Melanie about that. You too has Daredevil by McKay. I've asked about that, but I've got like David had there's some shifting around the office, so I got to figure out who my contact is for that particular stuff. He's my contact for other things now. Now they're still trying to figure out roles over there. So
not bad shifting, good shifting. Unlike Warner Brothers.
Good shifting, and unfortunately, they did lose like one of my favorite people. Like she didn't quit; she just moved to another department. But I worked with her, close with her. Oh my goodness, like 5-6 years ever since I started making breaking news. So it's a matter of like figuring out. You know, it's one of those things like, okay, who's going to take over this position? Like, who's going to be sending this jerk some stuff? Yeah. What happened to Old Reader, New Reader? I think Maddie had some traveling, and now we are coming back. Amanda, her and I, right? Yeah, we're coming back on June. Did you say it?
Superman,
24th.
Right?
24th. Yeah, Superman. Whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow? That deluxe edition. So very excited to talk about that.
Do some Fantastic Four in July, which
I can't wait to talk about that.
My trade paperback, all of 5 volumes. So, is that all there is? I don't know. Is that
there's 5 volumes so far. The 6th one doesn't come out until December, so we're doing 5. Linz is going to join us for that. Can't wait to hear about all that. Yes. What they think, what these ladies think. Well, we need an Old Reader, New Reader comparing Doom Patrol by Morrison and Way to the show.
I would always be up to read anything by Gerard Way.
Gerard Way's Doom Patrol honestly reads like a love letter to Morrison. It's really good. The only thing that's missing from that deluxe hardcover is the Milk Wars. Like, you have to buy Milk Wars separately, unfortunately. We missed doing it, so we are coming back to doing it. Time for Lynn to call Omar old again. I'm on a reminder of that. We'll put her in her place this time. She didn't call me old. She said she grew up watching me. That's a big difference, James.
That is wild.
That's huge. That's a huge difference.
That's a huge compliment, if you think about it.
It is. It was. It is. And she wasn't the only one. The other young kid that was on the stream also said the same thing. Giovanni. He said the same thing. And it's like, really? Is Dom going to join y'all tonight? What? No, he's not. He's not. He had family plans that popped up. So I was like, yeah, of course, man. Dude, I'd love to do Nth Man. I don't think these ladies are ready for Nth Man. Okay.
Okay. Anyways.
What are we talking about tonight, Amanda? We're talking about how to train your dragon. I refuse to see the live action, and I'm happy for the people that are going to go and see.
Do not know why this is not a Disney movie.
It doesn't matter. I don't see live action. Like, honestly, the only live actions I've ever seen are the ones that I've watched with you. Like, what did we watch? Kenshin and Bleach. Bleach. The first thing we reviewed. Yeah.
That was my first thing. A live action in One Piece. You've seen a live action One Piece.
I did see live One One Piece. Yeah. Which good. We got Chopper. Voiced by the young lady that's playing Kat in Superman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly. We are going to talk about so today on Reelz Talk.
I don't have any interest in it, man. I'm not hating on it. I'm happy for the people that want to go and watch it.
I will be seeing, I'm going to be seeing the live action remake of How to Train Your Dragon this weekend because I actually heard some pretty decent things about it. Oh, we did watch Speed Race. I'm not opposed to watching it if people are voting for it.
The live action remake is receiving
Yeah.
great reviews. Well, Bruce has spoken.
I also saw a really great review of it from one of my favorite reviewers, so that convinced me that I need to see it. I don't know. Well, she's not in the first one. So I don't think we'll see her. If they decide to make a live action remake of the second film, we might see her pop up. But yes, today we are going to be doing we're going to review each one of the movies from the original trilogy. How to Train Your Dragon, How to Train Your Dragon 2, and then How to Train Your Dragon 3, Hidden World. And then
Did 2 have a subtitle?
No, it does not. Wait, I'm gonna double check.
3 was actually called, 3 was called The Hidden World.
The Hidden World, yeah. So,
and there was a TV show which we'll not be reviewing because I'll be honest, I didn't see the TV show.
I did watch the TV show because I'm on Netflix.
Did it have the same voice actors?
Some of the yes, it did. It had some of the same voice actors in it. And I also saw the little in 2019 they did a short film. It was like a kind of like an in-between prequel, not like an in-between short film of Astrid and Hiccup telling their kids about dragons. It was like during like Christmas time and telling their kids about dragons like before they took them to see Night Fury and Light Fury and their babies. At the end of the film, from like so, it's that in between time from when they got married and the final images of the film where they go and meet they introduce their kids to Night Fury and Light Fury in the third film. Spoilers. If you've never seen these films, I guess we will be talking about spoilers. But
when did the last one come out? I remember you were already in Kentucky when we saw the third one.
Yeah, so the last one came out in 2019, so that's not that long ago. That was what 6 years ago now.
It was like just yesterday.
And it started 2010 is when the first one came out, based off of a book series. I didn't know.
I didn't know until I rewatched. I've seen the first and third one a lot. I rewatched the second one yesterday, and I don't think I've ever noticed that it was based on a book series.
Yeah, and then you realize the second one's also pretty good. Like
actually, okay, I mean spoilers, but it's gonna be tough to rate these movies because I've really enjoyed all 3 of them. Obviously one's gonna be one of these is gonna be my favorite, but we shall see. I did watch Karate Kid Legends.
Yes, what did you think about that?
I'll be honest, I can see a lot of the problems. I thought I was fooled into watching another type of movie when I went in there because I was like, wait a second, why didn't they call it the boxing guy instead of Karate Kid? Like the guy from Dawson's Creek is. Anyway, I don't want to spoil what happens. It was just, it went away that I didn't think it. I was like, whoa.
Well, a lot of people said if you're like fans of Cobra Kai or if you're fans of this, you may not be like satisfied with what you think, like based off of what you've seen promoted. Like it's not like
it was. It's honestly, I kind of would have been a little pissed at the promotion because none of it showed anything in the first like half of the movie.
Really?
You're like, whoa, okay. Wow. What's happening? Where is the Karate Kid? Yeah, it was odd. It was okay. I'll be honest, I didn't like it as much as the freaking Kung Fu Kid. I'm not even a fan of that movie. It was just okay. There was something that happens at the very, very end that I was like, oh, I wish it had been more of this instead of what they did.
What it was,
yeah. Oh, look at this. Eugene Johnson just got out of How to Train Your Dragon. I love it. Can't wait to see it in IMAX 3D tomorrow. The use of IMAX aspect.
Okay, that's good. I'm gonna take my kids.
Beautiful. It was shot beautifully. Go see this in IMAX. Dang, dude, really that good. If How to Train Your Dragon live actions opens to the box office, projection to 175 to 185 million at the box office, that's not good at all. What does it need to make? Like, I don't know what's the budget on this one.
I don't know. Why are you saying that's not good at all for like live action remakes, or is it like not good at all for them? Maybe
he knows how much they spent. Kevin knows how much they spent on it because if they spent, I mean, let's be serious. If they spent $500 million on it and they're only bringing in on 175 to 185,
so the budget is 150, which is about 15 million less than the budget for the original animated film. Now that's
just then marketing is double marketing, right? Yeah. So 300 million is what we're looking at.
Let's see.
Isn't that the way it usually goes?
I believe so. Here, let me look at this quick little. Okay, reportedly 150 after tax credits. Oh, filmed in Ireland. Oh, smart. Let's see.
Tax cuts.
Yeah.
Tax
so I don't
credit.
know. Right now, I think that, yeah. I think I don't know if it's, I would say double for the advertising revenue or advertising budget, but let me see. Marketing budget would probably be better. I mean, they have it's a pretty big budget. I mean, they're doing a lot. Not publicly released, but the pre-production alone exceeded 50 million. Yeah, before print and advertising. So I don't know. We'll have to see what it comes out with. Hopefully they'll release some numbers. But they have done a lot of what's called. But 150, I mean, if they do 185, 170, that would be insane for an opening weekend. But I will go see it this weekend. So
I'm thinking that's what they want, right? They want parents. It is summer. They want the parents to go with the kids.
It's gonna rain this weekend here in Kentucky, so I have nothing better to do than my
I absolutely love the final season of Cobra Kai. The finale was phenomenal, but you're saying that Legends is nothing like that, or even the original movies, Omar? It's not like Cobra Kai. I don't want to spoil what happens, but don't expect Cobra Kai. I liked it more than the next Karate Kid, which I think to a lot of people, that's kind of a given, that the Karate Kid is just that hated. The next Karate Kid, it had its moments. I'll watch it again.
I wonder if
not seen final. My wife gave me a choice. What do I want to see? Do you want to see Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, or do you want to see Karate Kid? There was another movie we wanted to go see, Ballerina. I was like,
no, that did not do well in theater this weekend.
Oh, really? That's a shame.
Lilo Stitch is still number one, so
needs to make about 600, 700 million. Wow. Wait, if the budget's $150 million, where's all the other money going?
So you're saying that there's no way you're telling me, Bruce, that their marketing budget is more than their actual budget.
I thought Bruce had said it's usually doubled whatever the budget is. So if the budget was 150 million, that's why I thought it was 300 million. Ballerina was good. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard about it. But that sucks that it didn't do that well. Because I thought those John Wick movies I think some of these
they do well. Yeah, they've done well. I mean, those have done well at the box office.
Tax breaks, merchandise, streaming. Oh yes, merchandise.
I just don't know if the summer was a good time to throw out Ballerina. And the same
it's an action flick, though, right? When do the John Wick movies usually come out?
It's a great question.
I thought action flicks were usually saved for the summer. Stitch is passing 800 million.
So John Wick 4 came out in March. Yeah, I mean,
kind of a slow month, right?
Opening of 73 million. I think Ballerina only did 22.
Wow.
And you have
Ballerina's doing well. It's been decently reviewed, but we all know that decently reviewed movies doesn't mean
doesn't mean anything.
Which sucks. Or
Ballerina opened to 24 million, which it's already when you look at the weekend box office, it didn't it's obviously it's gonna be hard to beat Lilo and Stitch. Not that Lilo and Stitch is still in the hundreds. It's only making 40 million every weekend.
That's pretty good, right, for a Disney flick?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's still solid for a remake film, animated film, a family film. I guess is probably the better thing. They needed to get Ballerina.
Why did they sit on it? Ballerina was probably ready last year, but it needed that overhaul by Stahelski. Burger King has the How to Train Your Dragon burger and stuff, by the way, Amanda.
Right.
Yo, if you can't make your money back in the theater, you got Burger King.
I do not like Burger King, though. That's a problem for me.
Get you a Whopper. Ballerina was a $90 million budget. It had some good action
Had
scenes.
Evanescence on the soundtrack. That should, I mean, I can't believe
I can't believe we're still using Evanescence. Dan movie clip made 8th. Not bad for an episode movie. That's crazy. I saw the trailer to the new Demon Slayer movie too, which is insane.
Oh, my
Like
daughter's
that we're getting like the 3rd Demon Slayer movie in American theaters, man. That's nuts. I wish I was big into Demon Slayer. Marketing is about 125 to 150 millions, so brings the total to 300. Okay. If the movie makes 600 million, studio basically receives,
because the rest.
Oh, that's what you mean by breaking even. Okay,
that makes sense. So still at 100. Okay,
dang.
I mean, honestly,
I hope it does well.
I think it has. Well, I think it has the potential.
The first one did really well, right? I remember really liking the first one. I was, because you never know with DreamWorks, right? Like DreamWorks is hit and miss.
Well, the first one only made $494, and I think because a lot of people didn't know what to expect. The second one made $621 million worldwide, and then by the 2019 Hidden World, when that one came out, it did 539. So it could do well. But now, here's the other thing that's also happened.
What's happened?
Nostalgia, but also Universal coming out with their Epic Universe, because
Bruce is making me jealous because he lives right there.
New Vikings here on Burke have very small shoes. Go to my shop. It's halfway up that mountain. Remember my jingle.
We just got demonetized. We just got demonetized, everybody.
How can we get demonetized by that guy talking? That's not a video.
That's demonetization. He's going to sue us. Thanks a lot, Amanda.
That dude is not going to sue us. Anyways, but I mean, with that coming out, like that's all everyone's talking about is Epic Universe. I don't know. It's a possibility that this live action and word of mouth has been good so far.
Well, yeah. And if Lilo and Stitch live action is doing well, then
this could also do well.
This is I mean, Lilo and Stitch came out years before the first How to Train Your Dragon, but it's still like
years and years and years. Yes.
Okay, I don't know about years and years and years. It was
years, like
2003, probably 2004, right? Lilo and Stitch, and then when did the original How to Train Your Dragon come out?
2010.
Yeah, but if Lilo and Stitch came out in 2003, then that's
2002. 2002.
Okay, 8 years. That's big brother, little brother, right? Like it's big sister, little sister go to watch these movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my point. Yeah. Yo, Shin Godzilla is being re-released. I love that movie. I don't care if it's I know it's Neon Genesis Evangelion light, but it's still good. I love the soundtrack. I love how ridiculous he looks. Predator Kill. Oh, I need to watch that with my daughter. Tomorrow is her birthday. So it's whatever movie she wants to watch, and she's having some friends over to spend the night. So I'm going to be like, hey, Predator Killers is on Hulu. And that's the animated one, right? The one on Hulu right now?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right. So tell me about this Superman Fantastic Four news. What's going on with that?
So they finally, so
thank you, Josh. I will relay the message, buddy.
So I believe about 4 days ago, Fantastic Four started their pre-sale tickets, or about a week ago. And when they did that, they went on sale and they posted the biggest first day pre-sales of any 2025 movie so far. So
which one? For what movie?
For Fantastic Four. That was about a week ago. But now Superman has
entered the chat.
Has entered the chat with their Prime, which Omar and I could not get into the Prime, sadly.
Oh, we waited too long.
We waited, and that was
watching it like this.
It went fast. We were like, we're both Prime members. How did this go so fast? But with their Prime deal, and then their tickets went on sale today. We already got our tickets, pre-sale tickets for Superman, but they've already outsold first day of sales of Fantastic Four. What does this mean for the Fantastic Four Superman showdown come July? I don't know. Does it mean that people are more excited for one or the other? I also don't know that either. But it does show that there's going to be some interesting competition between Superman and Fantastic Four, because it seems like we're already starting to see that those news stories come to light. Super
fantastic. That's what it is. Yes, that's what it's about. And I cannot wait for this summer. Thoughts on Superman runtime? 2 hours and 2 minutes? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's not long, which I'm I'm okay with, but if I tell the story in the right time, then it's fine.
Man, this is a tough one. So, it makes sense, right? Like it's a summer movie. You want people in and out of the theater, like a well-oiled machine is what they're hoping for. I'm sure that's why movies are shorter during the summer and big explosions and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm so used to these long epic movies. What was the runtime on like Man of Steel or Superman Returns? It was longer than 2 hours, wasn't it? The first How to Train Your Dragon also made about $500 million in DVD Blu-ray sales. See, that's not going to happen this time, though. In addition to the box office, movies no longer make that any longer thanks to streaming. Thanks a lot, streaming.
They had digital sales. I mean, because I know we still buy digitally. I know that I'm part of the problem. 2 hours and 23 minutes. So about 20 extra minutes for Man of Steel.
Hey, Amanda, can you take over for a minute?
Yes.
I gotta go. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. So while Omar is gone, so Man of Steel's runtime was 2 hours and 23 minutes. So I don't know if that's going to really, when you take into account that versus Superman, James Gunn Superman, it's going to make a difference. The only difference being there are a lot more characters in James Gunn Superman, the like Justice Society folks. So that'll be interesting to see if anyone will be shortchanged or how they're going to play that part in terms of what kind of character development like Guy Gardner's going to get and Mr. Terrific, because obviously they all have roles in this, but with a 2 hour, like basically a 2 hour time, timeline, runtime is going to be very interesting to see how that's going to end up being played out. FOB talk was fine. No, yeah, the last Superman trailer was amazing, and I hope that's the last trailer we get until July 10th, when at least I see it in theaters on that Thursday. So, yes, the Smurf movie is wild. Saturday Morning Fan. I didn't realize it's being produced by Rihanna, and she's singing on it, which she hasn't come out with an album in like almost 10 years, but she's producing and coming out with music for this Smurfs movie, which is an interesting choice of projects, I guess. But it's there's a lot of stuff. We've Superman, Jurassic World, and then of course Fantastic Four is like not too far behind that as well. So I like the Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. I don't know if anyone else had gotten on social media and had seen Entertainment Weekly posted clips of the photo shoot and interview stuff they're doing for Superman, but they had the whole cast and crew there, and it looks just like, seeing the whole crew there just makes me really excited, because I think they nailed the casting for this film. Like, of all the films that I've ever seen, like I can't think of a better cast film in recent memory. So yeah, Rihanna is still out there doing her thing, making that money. I mean, she still has Savage, Fenty, and all that stuff. So she's still doing her thing. She's still making her bucks. Yes. If John Cena was Guy Gardner, then how would we get Peacemaker? She can't be two people in the same universe. It can't happen. I mean, I don't know if it can. I'm sure it could happen, but that's a lot of work for this one guy. He also has to pay the heel in the WWE. So he's a busy dude, super busy. Let's see. If there's a crypto popcorn bucket, Saturday Morning Fan, I would probably purchase one, because crypto is maybe one of the things I'm most excited for about Superman, because that dog is so cute. Omar, are you back? Kind of. Hey,
I'm here.
You good?
Nope.
I'm sorry.
But let's just keep on. What were you talking about?
Oh, the crypto popcorn buckets.
Oh, yeah, these buckets, huh? I went to it was C2E2, or maybe it was New York Comic Con. No, it was C2E2, where we saw the popcorn bucket stand, right? They were selling popcorn buckets in case you missed them at the theater. And I thought, wow, this is another like collectible that I don't need in my life, but it's pretty cool that they do that in case you missed it.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
It is very cool.
I'm glad they can't do anything perverted with these popcorn buckets from Superman or Fantastic. Is Herbie the Robot one from the Fantastic Four? I thought I saw that.
Is it? I haven't seen any of the Fantastic Four popcorn buckets yet. But if it is, Galactus's head, yes, Herbie is one, and that looks pretty fantastic. Actually, it looks like the Herbie one looks like it just.
It's $80.
Well, it includes
light up. It's like a light up thing.
Yeah, and it has a place to store your popcorn, drink, and candy. Actually, Herbie sounds
like I thought you were gonna stop. It has a place to store your popcorn. I'm like, no shit. It's supposed to. It's a popcorn bucket.
No, actually, I think like that might be the coolest one, and it looks not like a popcorn bucket, so you could display it after the fact and think it's just a robot statue. That's pretty cool. I like that. All right. So why don't we go ahead and do our review of the How to Train Your Dragon movies? And let's start with the first one, because the first one came out in 2010 and by DreamWorks. I think at the time DreamWorks, Shrek was pretty much, as far as that franchise had run its course, right? Forever After, Shrek Forever After, I think is what it was called, or right? Something like that.
The fourth one?
Yes, came back with diminishing returns. Were the Minions out by 2010? Did we start to get the Despicable Me people?
Well, remember, that's Illumination, not...
Oh, you're right. Never mind. So ignore me.
It's funny. It's like... my buddy Chris, who works at DreamWorks, when he tells his family I work at DreamWorks, they're like, "Oh my god, I love the Minion movies," and he's like, "Oh my god, that's Illumination, not DreamWorks, but that's okay, thank you."
Yeah. Okay. Well, Shrek was on the down and out, so here we come with this brand new trilogy. I didn't even know it was going to be a trilogy. I just, it was a.
I don't think they knew because they had. I mean, they risked a lot. What was the budget on the first one?
The budget on the first one was, let's see. Of course, I don't.
Because, you're buying the property from the book, right? And if it's just one book, I don't know how that works. If you have sequels.
The first one, $165 million. So it was fairly expensive.
100 and how much?
$165 million.
Does that mean that the new one is less expensive?
Actually, every subsequent one was less expensive. How to Train Your Dragon 2 was $145, and then How to Train Your Dragon Hidden World was $129.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I don't know why this one cost so much. Maybe it was just the initial purchase of the IP with Cressida Cowell's books, which apparently she wrote the books for Over the
Chala Ball, Silver Surfer Feet, Popcorn Bucket.
Oh no.
I take back what I said about not making Popcorn Bucket sexual. Can't do anything perverted. Omar, allow me to introduce you to the internet. These weirdos will find a way. Are you all considering buying a popcorn bucket for $80? No way in hell would I do that and buy some stupid. And I buy stupid stuff. You buy stupid stuff to send to me, Bruce. Do not buy me. Melissa McCarthy. Oh my God, a Melissa McCarthy head popcorn bucket.
When they come out with the next Melissa McCarthy or Will Ferrell movie, and it's Will Ferrell's head, that will be.
I am down. That is a gift for Amanda, not me.
No. But so it was fairly expensive. So it was definitely, I would consider that a risky setup for them. But they came out with it in March 2010 based off of Cressida Cowell's book, which I didn't realize she also had written a book which was Over the Hedge movie in 2004, and that originally had gained their attention, and that's kind of where they had started talking to her about taking the rights of How to Train Your Dragon and turning it into a movie. But I mean, the cast for the movie was very 2000 and late 2000s, 2010s. I mean, you had Jay Baruchel.
Only knew him from Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Tropic Thunder or any Judd Apatow thing, really. Knocked Up.
Who's the director?
So the director for this one was Dean DeBlois, who went
on. Oh, he did Wild Robot, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
is he also directing the live action flick?
Is he directing the live action flick?
Because I know he directed the second one because then they won an Oscar for that one. But is he directing the live action one? That's gonna be so weird to have the director and then some of the live actors.
No, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. It is same director. Yeah, which I guess helps to make everything. If the reviews I've seen are accurate, but no, he did not do Wild Robot. He did not do Raw Robot. That was not him. How to Train Your Dragon: Hidden World was the last thing he had done. As far as being a director, he was a producer on Wild Robot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay. So he didn't direct it. I thought he directed that one. But good for him. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. I mean, clearly so
it did really well.
Exactly. And so he was the director along with, it was actually him and Chris Sanders. So they did it together, who also is the voice actor for
Chris Sanderson.
Stitch.
Wait, you're saying Chris Sanderson or Chris Sanders?
No, Chris Sanders.
Okay.
Chris Sanders. He's the original and still voice actor of Stitch for Lilo and Stitch. He was they were like co-directed the first How to Train Your Dragon. The second and third are just Dean, but the first one were him and Dean.
Yeah, man. Okay, so this one had Gerard Butler, right?
Yep. Gerard Butler.
Oh God, it did have like that era's like.
Oh yeah, because it was Jonah Hill, your favorite, and then of course Christopher Mintz-Plasse. So basically half of Superbad. Like I said, Judd Apatow, like cast members.
Who was the oh my gosh, what is her name? I just watched it. Roughnut, the girl.
Oh no, that Roughnut is Kristen Wiig. Kristen Wiig and
I thought I recognized her voice. Okay.
Canceled since then has been canceled. TJ Miller was Tough Nut.
Kristen Wiig has been canceled?
No, Kristen Wiig, no, TJ Miller played this other twin. TJ Miller, the guy who from Deadpool.
Oh, the comedian. I never liked this.
Yeah. And then,
wait, did he get canceled or uncanceled? I thought I saw him recently and like he was uncanceled.
No, I think he's still canceled. To the best of my knowledge,
I thought he was trying to cancel Ryan Reynolds. I can't keep up with who's canceled.
Everyone's trying to cancel Ryan Reynolds.
Everyone Walmart loves live action remakes as much as Amanda loves Talking Dragons. So let's hope that never happened. That's what broke me, man. Oh, Craig Ferguson. That's right. His voice. He's
he plays
the friend, right?
Yeah, he plays Gobber, which is Stoic's friend. The Blacksmith. And yeah, so basically also the one who's in charge of training all of the young the dragon killers, right? So at the beginning of the film, for those who are not familiar with the franchise, Hiccup is the son of a Viking chieftain named Stoic, played by Gerard Butler, who also plays him in the live action version that is coming out this week. That's
what I'm saying. It's got the same director and it's got some of the same cast. That's crazy.
He was great, but then he got on my nerves in Silicon Valley, and I couldn't wait for him to be gone out. I did not, after a while, care for
Gerard Butler?
No, TJ Miller.
I'm so behind in this conversation. Yeah. I'm trying to keep up. TJ Miller was obnoxious, but great in Silicon Valley. They should have had an A24 director like Yorgos Lanthimos. Oh, God. He would have put Willem Dafoe in there somewhere.
He could have been Gobber. I would have been okay with that. That would have made sense to me.
He could have done the voice of Toothless, and I think
there is no voice for Toothless.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got voices. Like he goes, he makes little noises.
Yeah. So Hiccup is, let's just say, the runt of the litter in terms of Viking kids. He is not strong. he is not necessarily like a scary looking kid, and he has like a soft spot. He doesn't understand why they need to kill dragons. His mother, he believes, has been killed by a dragon, or been taken by dragons and killed by dragons. But as far as he knows, he just doesn't have like that kind of a bone in his body, like to hurt dragons. But he does go through the dragon killer school with Gobber, and he meets all the other kids, even though he never really interacted with them before. America Ferrera is in this. She plays Astrid, which is
who's playing Astrid in the live action?
Nico Parker, who plays the daughter of Pedro Pascal in Last of Us. His daughter, who dies in the beginning.
She's a Viking? I was about to make a joke how we're going to make this like, I bet if they recast these days, they wouldn't cast America Ferrera. She's Latina. If we're going to do proper casting like they have in the past with other, okay. Honestly, that surprises me that they went that route. Okay.
No, yeah, I mean, it works. I mean, yeah, it's good.
Okay, sure.
Yep.
Not where I thought they were going to go. A few directors that start in animation go to Brad Bird is one. Yep, Brad Bird is one. I did the same thing, Bruce. Director of the new Stitch. His first movie was Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Oh, that movie? That was a little bit animation too, though, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So, hey, I stopped myself from saying what I was saying. I'm just saying, like,
yes, Nico Parker.
It surprises me that they went that route. Okay,
he's like, I'm just surprised they had the balls to do
Oh
it.
man, that's why she does look like her mom.
And she's so
Sandy
gorgeous.
Newton was a very gorgeous woman.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. So in the middle of all this, there's these dragon raids that happens. The dragons will come and try to raid them and take their sheep and stuff, and they have to protect their kind. So during one of these dragon raids, what Hiccup is, he has a very mechanical mind, and he works with Gobber in his blacksmith shop and creates things. And he goes to get like this giant arrow, and he shoots it when he sees something, a Night Fury. He sees a Night Fury, and he shoots it, and he thinks he's gotten it, but no one believes him because he's Hiccup. And he's played by Jay Baruchel. And if you know what he looks like in real life, he's the guy from what's the movie that he's in where no one can believe that he's dating her and she's like this super hot chick. Anyways, it was a romantic comedy from like the late 2000s. Okay, so
go watch them, Logan. They're really good, like legit, really good, man.
Go watch them, Logan, and then let's know later what you thought of them after you see them, because they are.
Yeah, let me know what your favorite one was.
Yes, she's out of my league. Thank you, Project Viking. That is the movie.
How, Project Alex? We're done. I'm blocking your number, Alex. What the heck?
Anyway, so he goes the next day in search of this Night Fury and finds Night Fury. So it's been damaged. It's missing part of its tail. And so we start to see him. You think he's going to kill the Night Fury, and instead he befriends it, and he realizes that they're just like us. They're just normal. And then as he spends more time he calls him Toothless. He gives him a pet name because that's what us humans do. We make pets out of everything. And he befriends it, makes it his little like dragon pet, kind of just forms this deep friendship with this dragon, and then learns things from him, and then starts to become really good in dragon killing class because he learns all these different tricks of how to interact with dragons and how to train your dragon. And everyone's like frustrated, like especially Astrid, who is really good. Like, how do you were not good at this. How are you good at this all of a sudden? And then finally she figures out his secret, but then that forms a bond between the two of them because she won't tell anyone. But now it becomes, they know the secret about Toothless, that he has like a pet dragon hidden somewhere down below, and he creates a little, wing for him a tail for him so that he can fly, and they learn to fly together. And it's a beautiful scene when they first learn to fly. But then he also realizes that through this process that there's like these alpha dragons, and that all these dragons are being controlled by this one big, massive, fat alpha dragon that just basically puts them in a trance, and they're basically slaves. And the only reason they're going to Burke and other Viking.
Do we move on to How to Train Your Dragon 2?
No, this is still How to Train Your Dragon 1.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, they're all slaves to this one dragon. And so they realize this. And then at the same time, the secret's found out. Stoic now realizes that the big secret, and that if they use Night Fury kind of as like a guide, he'll take them to where the dragon nest is and they kill all the dragons. And so, of course, Hiccup has to stop him. They kind of like a battle sort of kind of ensues when they get there with the big dragon. And then Hiccup and Night Fury end up defeating the dragon, but at the cost of Hiccup losing his leg, even though Night Fury saves him. And of course, Stoic is like, thank you for saving my son. I realize now that dragons aren't bad. And now dragons live at Burke. And that is the end of How to Train Your Dragon 1. It's
Did
really
you talk
cool.
about his foot?
Oh, yes. He lost his foot.
That's very important because he's like that. Like you got
parallels. Yes.
Yeah, that's very important.
The dragon loses half his tail. He loses one of his feet. So now they're like kindred spirits, and they rely on each other, right? Because yeah, they rely on each other now. So it's really beautiful. Like the first movie, well, it is about dragons and about Vikings. It is a beautiful story about being an outsider, finding your place in your society, in amongst your people, and finding out what your skills are and where you're strongest at, and embracing those things and being who you are. So there's a lot of that goes into it. And of course, the animation is very beautiful. Obviously, Toothless is like, I mean, this animation of that thing like is the most adorable thing in the world. Like when they came out with these dragon, I was like, I need this in my life. Like by the time these movies came out, I am a
wait, stop. Sorry, Amanda.
It's okay.
What?
After they just made Rose the doctor?
Hold on. No, I mean, spoilers. But first of all, hold on a second. Are you talking about canceled? Like that TJ Not Funny guy was canceled? Or are you talking about like they're not picking it up again? Because it did belong to the BBC, right? Like, so Bruce just read Disney Plus has officially canceled Doctor Who. They just had it for like 2 years, didn't they? That's crazy.
So right now,
I'm okay with that.
So right now it says reportedly not returning to Disney Plus. They're not going to be co-producing it.
Wouldn't that be better? Right?
For the show, it just means where is it now? It's going to need to find a streaming home. Maybe it'll be Netflix.
Well, don't they have like BritBox? Is that still streaming?
I don't know. I mean, people in America, though, may not have BritBox, or not a lot of people. But I imagine all they need to do right now, they're going to need to find someone else to help co-finance it, because they were co-producing it, essentially. It wasn't just that they were letting them stream it. They were also helping to finance it.
Man, that's crazy. Oh, wow. Yeah. I wonder, I guess they didn't get the
return. They said they're dissatisfied with the show's performance. So I guess it just didn't perform well on Disney Plus as much as they hoped it was going to. But BBC's also actively seeking new deals with other people. So yes. Wow,
that's crazy. That's a huge Paramount Plus. What's the one? Actually, Paramount Plus has turned around. They're putting out a lot of great things.
Yeah, Paramount Plus is. I mean, Prime.
I don't know if they're making money, but I know that they've turned it around.
Amazon. I could also see Amazon taking it. Amazon's not doing bad at all either. Probably not Warner Brothers. I mean, we're going to talk about that when we're done with How to Train Your Dragon quickly. But I mean, by 2026, they're going to be two different companies. Warner Brothers is the most. The biggest mind F in the entire world, not Peacock.
Peacock is where I saw How to Train Your Dragon because I can't find my physical copies of the 4K.
Yeah, I mean, WB had Doctor Who. Right now, I don't think WB needs anything right now. I'd be terrified
to be.
I can't wait for John Oliver to talk about what's happening on his episode this weekend. In fact, when they did the HBO Max, like going back to HBO Max, apparently in their report, they said, we can't wait to hear what John Oliver, who's on there, like on their network, has to say about this. And he's like, you know what? I'm not a monkey. I'm not like Yeah, if Tubi got Doctor Who though, but they need someone who can really finance their. I think they need a financier. I think they need someone to really help with financing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt, but that was huge news because I was actually excited about this 2027 season.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy. It's gonna take a few years.
Yeah, maybe Prime will take it. I mean, they've done stuff with Billy Piper before, so it would be okay with that.
There we go again. It's okay.
What?
that is okay. Whatever. All right. How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Yeah. Anyway, so How to Train Your Dragon 2. Let's go through that one quickly. So this one kind of picks up a little bit after the events of How to Train Your Dragon 1. So where How to Train Your Dragon 1 is all about the acceptance of who you are, finding friendship, and accepting people who are not like you. And, that goes for not just dragons and the misunderstandings of people and others. This one goes beyond that. So now Burke has dragons and there are people who want their dragons. All right. And namely this time around, the big bad is an actual dragon hunter. Named who's played by Jaime Hunsao, who always does an excellent job of being ruthless.
Yeah,
he wants dragon armor.
You could tell his voice right away. And then Melanie told me that it was because we were watching it. It was Kit Harington that did Eric's voice, like his.
Yes, I remember because this came out. This one came out in 2014. So it was right around the time when Game of Thrones is blowing up. So I remember how excited I was when I found out that Kit Harington was playing Eric, son of Eric. Is that his name? Right? Eric, son of Eric. His name is Eric, son of Eric. I was like,
that's it. Yep. I think that's his name.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah. So it's amazing. I was so excited to see Kit Harington show up in this. And of course, he's in the last one as well. Anyway, so they have this dragon army or this warlord who again is trying to take their dragons, right? He wants to form a dragon army. And of course he wants a Night Fury in his dragon army because Night Furies are very powerful, right? And he has son of Eret, or Eret, son of Eret, who is like a dragon trapper, and he kind of works for him along with a bunch of other ones as well.
Not yet. We're going to go through all three of them really quick.
Yes.
Griffith, X. And then we want to know everybody's opinion, of course, because these movies are quite 15 years old for the first one and 11 years old for the second one.
And the
only 6 years old for this third one, but yeah. Netflix saves Sesame Street when Max dumped it also. Better than Havoc. Most streamers only want content on that they own now. That is what's going on. What's going to cause Doctor Who problems finding a home. Streamers only want content that they own. Oh, you mean they want to own it instead of like helping it produce? Yeah, that is going to be tough for them to find a home then. Yeah.
Speaking of finding a home, that comes in the third one. But in the second one,
great segue.
So while we have the issue of this dragon, this warlord who is trying to form a dragon army, we also have Hiccup dealing with. It's been 5 years since the events of the first film. He's obviously matured, and his dad is really pressuring him to become like the next chieftain, like really work on learning the responsibilities and roles of what it takes to be the chieftain of Burke and assume his role, because Stoic knows he's not going to be around forever. And of course, Hiccup and Astrid are, dating, and there's like that stuff that's going on. So of course, when Drago comes a knocking, Hiccup's basically like, I refuse to accept like that I can't change this guy's mind. Because right now Hiccup is still in this whole mindset of eternal optimist. If I can change the entire mind of everyone at Burke, I can change this guy's mind. So as he goes to do that, he then meets this mysterious dragon rider who knows things about dragons even he doesn't know. And this person, he comes to find out, is none other than his mother, played by Kate. Oh, his mother's not dead. She's been alive the whole time. Turns out she's just like Hiccup. She also realized in that one fateful raid where she was taken off by the dragons, they're not so bad. And so she left Burke because she knew she wasn't like her husband and the rest of the Vikings, and she thought she could never change her husband's mind. So color her shocked when she realizes that her son was able to do what she thought she never could. And then she takes him to this other, like this world where she lives with her alpha and no, he's not little, but her dragon Cloud Jumper, and they all live in this peaceful harmony, this harmonic world of this dragon world, which is what, of course, Hiccup's also trying to create. So we realize that Hiccup and his mother are very similar people, very similar except he is different because instead of running from Burke, he faced everything and then tried to make it better and succeeded, right? She ran away and lived her little, like, peaceful existence with her little pack of dragons. So eventually, of course, the rest of Burke goes to find him, or well, his dad and his band of merry dragon riders, Astrid and Rough Nut, Tough Nut, the whole crew. They all go to find him. And of course, Stoic is shocked to see that his wife is still alive. She thinks he's going to be mad. Turns out he is not. They have some beautiful moments together. They're absolutely lovely. It makes you realize that they still love each other. They want to be together.
That song makes my wife cry. Like,
I would, yes.
She loves that song. She's like, if I ever get pissed off at you, all you got to do is just play that song. I was like, okay, I'll remember that. I didn't remember that when I was yelling at her for letting me fall, though. Dude, 2026, baby. I saw that. Ronin Warriors. Hell yes. Down cheap, baby. All right. Yeah, she wasn't a good mom. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, she's not the best mom. No.
She left her family because it wasn't like a good excuse. Like, I got transported into another world. I've been held prisoner against my will.
No, she voluntarily left.
What the hell? I remember when she showed up, I'm like, oh man. I rolled my eyes. I'm like, here comes the stereotypical story of like, I didn't know you were alive. I thought you were dead. You and your father had died, or I was trapped against my will. And nope.
Nope.
That's not what they did.
Wait, what is it? All the skaters like? So what you're saying is Hiccup's mom went out for a pack of dragons and was going to be right back? Pretty much, yeah. Her whole excuse is that she's been working to try to keep dragons out of the hand of Dragos, right? She wants to save them all from being slaves to him and his dragon army. And so that's been her main mission, right? And she wants Hiccup to work with her, but of course, like, no, you need to come back to Burke with us. Like, why would you want to stay here? You're a part of our family. Like, you're my mom, and him and Stoic like are trying to convince her to come back. And, of course, all of this is interrupted when Dragos is able to find them in the dragon's nest that they are at. And Dragos introduces his Bewilder Beast, which is his alpha, which kills the alpha at the dragon's nest. Now his alpha is able to control all of the other dragons. And when that happens, he is able to control Night Fury. And this is the part that is this is a hard part. He ends up controlling Night Fury, and Night Fury kills Stoic, which is Hiccup's father. And
did you know that was Guillermo del Toro's idea?
No, but that is a fantastic idea. Honestly, that was perfect.
They were gonna. The original script was to kill the friend. What's his name? That does the voice actor.
Oh, Gobber.
Yeah.
Yeah, Craig Ferguson's character. Oh,
Craig
no,
Ferguson's character. Yeah,
but
Guillermo del Toro's like, that's just not gonna hit. You got to kill someone he cares about.
Yeah, he cares about Gobber, but not like
but it's his dad, and he was building up the whole thing about taking over, and once he's
the
gone,
whole time.
Yeah, that was rough, man.
That was rough.
Watching it this time around, I forgot about that. I was like, I thought this happened in the third one. Crap.
Nope, it happened in the second one. And then, of course, this upsets Hiccup and he pushes Toothless away. So Toothless is taken by the dragon army and sent off. And now they are without their dragons. And for the most part, and they don't know what to do next. And eventually, Valka, which is Kate Blanchett's character, Astrid, they're able to talk Hiccup into saving the dragons. And they use the baby dragons because baby dragons, you can't control the baby dragons. They're uncontrollable at that age. So they use them to go and confront Dragos and his dragon army. And of course, they fight them. This leads to, of course, Night Fury is able to, challenge the Bewilder Beast and break the control. And then the free dragons, now all of them start firing at the Bewilder Beast, take down the Alpha Dragon, and Dragos and the Bewilder Beast fall into the sea and die. So now all of these dragons are free and celebrated. Hiccup now becomes the chieftain of Berk. So now he has progressed from not just being the person who brings all the dragons. Now he is officially head of Berk, or the chieftain of Berk. Valka decides to stay at Berk to be with her son and her newfound family. The dragons accept Toothless as their alpha. So now it's funny, like throughout the entire thing, the two of them their stories are parallel, right? So as Hiccup is becoming a leader, now Toothless is a leader, right? Toothless lost
he's the alpha.
Yes, so now he's an alpha. So Hiccup's, confident that they're going to be able to defend their way of life, or so they think. And then we get to the third movie, Hidden World, which, damn it, makes me cry every time I watch it. So
yeah, that one's hard to watch.
That was hard.
Especially if you have pets and you have a close relationship with your pets, right? That one was a little tough.
Pets, like just your kid. Like if you think about your kids, like you have to let them go, and then.
Man, screw them kids! It's about the pets. Like you have to let freaking Toothless go. He had his own family. He had to let his friend go.
Are you ever gonna let your cats go and find their own family?
Wait, I think we're talking about two different movies. Have we moved on to the third movie?
We are the third movie. Yes, we're on the third movie. All right, the third movie, the last movie. Now, in this movie, which comes out in 2019.
So proud of you, Kane. Keep on doing it.
Kane. That's amazing.
Good for you. Have you viewed these in 4K? They look great, especially the third movie. No, I didn't realize I didn't have them in 4K. I thought I had them in 4K. Apparently, I don't even know them in Blu-ray. So I don't think I have the first one in Blu-ray. That's how I found out. Do they make a trilogy box set, perhaps? Maybe?
That'd be nice.
Okay. So go back. This is interesting that you think about your kids and I think about my pets. Go on.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's only a year after the events of the second film. He's been chieftain. Life is great. And now they've kind of been on a mission to free dragons. So they've kind of formed their band of merry dragon riders, and they're going out finding dragons that have been captured and freeing them from their captors, right? And as they're doing this, of course, they have upset a lot of different dragon hunters, etc. And there is an infamous dragon hunter called Grimmel Grizzly. And who is he played by? I can't remember the voice cast name for this guy. Oh, F. Murray Abraham, who's thus been canceled, apparently. He was in Mythic Quest.
Just like Doctor Who got canceled?
No, the other version. More like DJ Miller canceled.
I love learning new shit from you, man. I'm like, what? Who got canceled?
So,
you and Bruce. Letting me know what got canceled. Amazon has them pretty cheap. Okay, Bruce. Now you're tempting me. I just spent some money at Pop Furs because of you. Not Pop Furs, but the Pop Market.
Pop Mart, were you getting Labubus?
How you know that?
You
know my side hustle between me and Manuel.
Are
We're
you guys
Labubuing up in Frankfort, Kentucky, baby.
Yeah, I know. Like we went to Chicago and they were $18 at Chinatown.
Oh, you got you some knockoffs. You got you some.
No, those are real Labubus.
You got you some Lafufus. You got Lafufus.
No, those are Labubus.
You went to Chinatown. You got Lafufus.
No, they're Labubus. But the one that Lyndon bought in Fayette Mall was $45.
With her pulls on the pop culture.
Yes, there ain't nothing that barely anything. I believe so.
Who's Murray? Who is Murray Abraham? Who are we talking about? Who is that?
Okay, he plays Grimmel, the bad guy in the third one.
I thought. Oh, dude, I didn't know that was him. I thought it was somebody else. I thought it was another actor. Okay,
no, it's him.
This is the man. Who?
I thought he had something happen to him.
Are we just canceling people? Okay, you're talking about the old guy that was in like the. Oh my god!
Yes, yes. I'm
That's
looking at his Wikipedia from 2020 to 2021. He acted in
the old guy that was in Amadeus, right?
Yeah.
He's been around for a long time. What did he do?
Okay, so he was fired from Mythic Quest after being accused of inappropriate behavior while on set. In a response, he apologized and stated he never intended to offend anyone. I told jokes, nothing more, that upset some of my colleagues and resulted in lost a great job with wonderful people.
So, like Chevy Chase canceled that he told some jokes.
Kind of, yes, because he still later did voice Khonshu in Moon Knight. So that was fine.
So he still has a job.
Yes.
Giving away cancellations like they're giving away Halloween. Yeah, Amanda's over here like Oprah. You get a cancellation. You get canceled.
You canceled. You canceled.
Like, the old guy in Amadeus, like what? He's old as hell. What did he do?
I don't know what kind of jokes. No one's revealed.
Yeah, wait a minute. James Gunn levels. Ooh, shh. We don't talk about that, Griffin X, because we like his movies.
Yeah, we don't.
That's how it works. If T.J. Miller had been a little funnier, maybe. But that guy's not funny at all. So, what happens in the third one, Amanda? What makes this one actually have a subtitle?
All right. So in this one, what makes it has a subtitle is so as Hiccup is navigating the idea of being a chieftain, he keeps coming back to this story that his father once told him a long time ago of this hidden world where dragons had originated from, where they came from. And it is this magical world, that's mythical world that probably doesn't exist. Most people do not believe it exists, but his father was obsessed with it for a time. I'm sure this was retconned into the movie, but because they never mentioned it until now. But essentially, it is a place that I think he was looking for it at the time to find dragons, maybe to seal it off, stop them from coming into the world because Vikings didn't want dragons around, right? So he's trying to, he's looking at this hidden world. At the same time, he's happy with the way things are at Burke, but things in Burke, not everyone is happy with it. It's overcrowded. They keep bringing dragons. It's a small little island in the middle of the ocean. There's not a lot of room for all of the dragons and all of the people. So you have this overcrowding going on and overpopulation. At the same time, now they're getting threatened by this dragon hunter who has a hard-on for the Night Fury.
Whoa, that's not the way they described it in the movie, man.
That's true. Go ahead.
The mother was Cate Blanchett, wasn't it?
Yeah, Cate Blanchett, yeah.
Wait, is she playing Cate Blanchett? Is Cate Blanchett playing the mom in the live-action movie?
No, she's not in the first. She's not in the
second one,
first.
because I'm already calling it.
Yeah, if they have a second one, she should, but I don't know.
You talk about the comics written by Christopher Priest. So I can't wait to see where that goes.
Oh, that's kind of exciting. Yeah. So essentially, he's dealing with this. He's dealing with this overpopulation of Burke. Meanwhile, Gobber's on him about marrying Astrid because he's like, you gotta, start your lineage. But Astrid, there seems to be no interest in marriage. They're clearly together. But there doesn't seem to be any more than that. But meanwhile, this dragon hunter Grimmel does have a hard on for Night Furies. He didn't want anything to do with. In
my head, I just see everybody walking around with a hard on because I'm like, what movie did you watch? Okay, go on.
He wants to kill all the Night Furies. Now that he knows there's one still alive, he wants to get rid of it.
Okay, okay.
So he goes and uses his.
She doubled down on that too.
He goes and uses his secret weapon, which is a Light Fury, a female Night Fury who's all white, as kind of like bait, right? That he has held captive for quite a long time.
Female of the species is your secret weapon, is what you're saying.
Pretty much, yes. Should not surprise anyone. She basically is being used to lure them into a trap, if you will. So he's using her, and he's also using his own, knowledge of dragons and skills. And he ends up coming into Burke and pretty much threatening Burke's way of life, threatening Hiccup, burning Hiccup's house down with one of his dragons. And it comes to the point where he's like, we need to leave. We can't stay here. I know that this is our home, but Burke is wherever all of us go. So they decide to take all the dragons and leave and go find the hidden world, because he thinks if they all go to the hidden world, everything is going to be okay. So they fly, but they eventually we need to stop. The dragons are tired. We're tired. And they do find a place to stop, and everyone loves it. And they all start planning, I'm going to build my house here. And this is where my blacksmith area is going to go. And he's like, fine. We'll stay here until we find the hidden world. Me and Toothless will go look for the hidden world. You guys can start. We're not staying here forever. And so as he starts looking for the hidden world, Toothless is also looking for this Light Fury who he has met earlier. She's kind of been, flirting with him, jumping in and out of the picture every once in a while. The only problem for Night Fury is that he can't fly on his own. He is completely reliant on Toothless. Toothless is completely reliant on Hiccup. So Hiccup realizes that he needs to kind of set his dragon free in a way to let him find his mate. And so he builds him a self-sustaining wing that does not require Hiccup to fly. This is a big moment for Hiccup, because they have been reliant on each other up to this point since they met each other, even though he is the reason why, he lost a wing in the first place. So he finally, now Toothless could fly on his own. And so he's able to court this Light Fury, who has a severe distrust of humans. She knocks, when they're flying, she knocks Hiccup off of Night Fury or Toothless, and Hiccup's all excited to meet her, and then she just knocks him off. And she thought she did a good thing, because she thinks humans are bad because all the humans she's known have mistreated her. And she's confused when he goes to save Hiccup from falling to his death. But she does not like Hiccup at all, because she has that distrust of humans. So Toothless and Light Fury, they have a little date night, and on this date night, they discover the hidden world. And of course, Astrid and Hiccup follow them. So now they've discovered the hidden world, but this does not come without a cost. They end up drawing Grimmel to this new Burke. And of course, this ensues a fight, and pretty much there's a big chase. And at the end of the day, they realize that the dragons will never be safe staying with them, that they have to let the dragons go. Toothless and Hiccup both agree with that. And there comes a moment in the film where they have to make the decision to let the dragons go, because even if they defeat Grimmel, it doesn't matter, because there's always going to be someone else who's always going to come out with them. Probably.
Oh, hey, it's a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yes. So anyway, but Grimmel does die. So Toothless does end up. Hiccup does kill Grimmel, because he was holding on to his prosthetic leg, and he lets his leg fall. He lets it go. He's like, "You idiot! That's my leg. That's our prosthetic leg," and he falls to his death.
These villains, man, that's all they keep doing is just falling.
They all fall to their death. So eventually, they have a really tearful goodbye on the edge of their new little Burke. And he tells Toothless, take the dragons to the hidden world, take them, go and, be free. I'm going to miss you. It's a very sad moment. And then They have you start to see time pass in Burke, him and Astrid get married, and then you start hearing a voiceover, and it's Hiccup talking about the dragons. And why am I getting emotional talking about this?
Because it's a really pretty story. Yeah, go on, get emotional. It's all right. I'm
But
not gonna make fun of you.
yeah, so they so you hear him talking, you realize he's talking to his kids, and it's obviously been years. And so at this point, you're like, well, the dragons, like, they act like they don't exist anymore because they act like they're tails. Because the only way they're going to keep the dragons hidden if they pretend they never existed. So they act like they were tails and they once existed, but they never do. But they do take their kids to see Toothless and Life Fury, and it is so beautiful. And there we go. It's just a beautiful ending and a beautiful song. And I don't know why I'm crying about it.
It's because it's a beautiful ending and a beautiful song. Now that's the proper
It's not
time.
even a Disney movie. It's not even. It's DreamWorks. It's not even Disney.
It's all Fall Out Boy performing live. It's
Anyways, but
How to Train Your Dragon 3.
It's so good because you hear like the voiceover and he's on his ship, and then you see like Night Fury or Toothless and Light Fury in the distance, and they have their babies, and then Toothless jumps on the ship, and you think he's going to attack Hiccup, and Hiccup does the thing he does in the beginning of the first movie when they first meet. And then when Toothless realizes it's him, he kisses him and stuff. And then Asher's like, it's okay, kids. He's not going to kill your father or eat your father. And I was like, oh, that was fantastic. I love it. And then you meet all the babies, and it's adorable. And anyways, yeah. So you see this moment where all the kids get to fly on dragons for the first time, and just a wonderful ending to a beautiful series.
Yeah,
And
I'm so
very
glad.
few animated series are like that.
I'm glad they didn't Shrek it. And
yes, that's true.
Give us a fourth movie. Apparently, they did 2 holiday specials afterwards, where the kids, where the dragons visit.
I think on Netflix.
When it comes to stories like that, I think that's a perfect ending. You don't need any more, right? Like, you're given enough. And they lived happily ever after. You don't need any more sequels. I mean, you want to go back and revisit that stuff, but to me, I just thought it ended perfectly. The third one is my personal favorite. Like, I think the third one is like, that's a 9.5 out of 10 for me. I love that movie. The animation. I know it's one that I think I was really surprised it didn't win. It didn't win anything, did it? Like, the second one won like an Academy Award. But that was a jump in animation too that kind of helped that. It did, yeah. The third one didn't really win anything, and I thought it was the better one of the 3.
What was it up against at the time too?
That probably has a lot to do with it, right? 2014. I don't know. That was way after Spirited Away. What was the big Zootopia? What was the big Disney movie in 2014? Maybe it lost after that.
Well, hold on. Let me look. Awards, Best Actor.
Oh, Adrian said he just came back from the early screening. As a massive fan of this trilogy, I can highly recommend this movie.
Oh, good. I'm so happy you said it.
Absolutely love your retelling of the ending, Amanda. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Sorry.
I just want to hug Amanda and tell her it's okay. Ain't nobody want to hug me? I fell. You might miss that story.
Today what I see is it's banging out.
Trek 5 in the works. Oh, Lord. Is it
Toy Story 4 is what it was up against.
And speaking of perfect endings, Toy Story 3 is where they should have stopped.
And I agree. If I would, honestly, now that I think about it, I would have given How to Train Your Dragon Hidden World over Toy Story 4.
100%.
I didn't care about Forky at all. Sorry.
Toy Story 4 didn't need to exist.
No.
3 had the perfect ending where Andy gave his toys away to that little girl. That's it. That's the story. Oh, you weren't here for that story? Yeah, it's okay. I was crying, but nobody checked on me. It's okay. Chin up, kid. Like a Latino. Zootopia 2 this year and Frozen 3 next year. I'm guessing the TV series takes... When does the TV... I never saw it. Does it take place after 1?
So, if I remember correctly, the TV series, I thought part of it takes place. I thought part of it took place between 1 and 2, and I think some of it takes place between 2 and 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I've seen quite a bit. Yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna be crying at Superman, man. That stupid ass trailers made me cry already. For real fans of How to Train Your Dragon must make a trip to Epic Universe. The
All
robot.
of you new Vikings here on Burke have very small shoes.
Man, again, me monetize all over again. Thank you, Bruce, for the super chat.
Well, I got you. I want.
I do want to go to Disney because I want to go to the Super Mario World.
No, Universal, not Disney.
Whatever, man. It's down there in Orange County, right?
Yes, but anyways, no. How to Train Your Dragon 3 is beautiful. Like,
okay, so let's rate them. What would you give 3? I'm sorry, I started at 3. What would you give 3?
No, I'm sorry. So 3 for me, I would also give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's a near perfect film. Like, yeah. As far as the animated, like, and a perfect ending to a trilogy. I think the only like half mark off I would give it is maybe some of the retread of the villain storylines.
That's the only part I didn't really.
Yeah, the villain.
He was okay. He was good, but I wasn't there for.
Yeah, like, is it very different from like a Dragos? No. So in my mind, that's where. Yeah, that's probably what I would.
All right, so let's work it backwards. And anybody that has seen the third movie, The Hidden World, what would you give it out of 10? And Bruce, while people are putting in there, all 3 Universal parks are well worth it. So you got Island of Adventure, Indiana Jones. I'm so old. What's the third? Back to the Future? What are the 3? We just talking about Mario, Super Mario World, Super Nintendo.
Monster, the Universal
Monsters. Yeah,
that's what I want to see, that one. And there's Celestial Park. Is that the other one?
Wow. Woo. Okay. 3, 2, 1. In that order.
Don't say that, Adrian. I heard so many good things about this one, so I'm excited to see it. Like,
well, now I'm kind of excited to see it because I like these movies, and if
I want Omar to break his.
We'll not go watch a remake
and go see this with us. Yeah, because I feel like
May. Well, it's my daughter's weekend, so it's whatever she wants to do, and she's 16 years old. Man, that's crazy.
That's insane. I remember the day she was born.
I remember Amanda letting Melanie know what boob she was feeding.
I remember those days.
What was your job?
That was my only job.
You were the milk maiden or whatever they were.
I was like your nurse nanny nurse.
Sure. Yes.
Whatever.
All 3 parks, Universal, Islands, and Epic.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Okay. What would you give 2?
Okay, so 2, I would give that one probably like a 8.5 out of 10. Honestly,
8.5 out of 10.
I like 2 a lot because I always enjoy the good, like, no, I'm going to give that one an 8 out of 10.
That's what I would give it. I really liked it. That's the one that actually made me laugh twice. And it's what's her name?
Was it with Gobber? Oh, so it's not when Gobber's.
It was Kristen's. What's her name? Kristen Wiig's character when she's looking at dude's muscles, and she's like, "Oh yeah, crank that." I was that bit, and they slow mode his muscles, and then when they slow mode her in another scene, and she was like about to get caught in a net, she was like, "Take me," and I was like, I don't know why I'm laughing. I just found that to be really funny. Out of the 3 movies, that's the one that I legit was like, "Oh, that's good." But I give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was really good. I like the music. I think the dad's death really hit.
Yes,
especially now, and I think it was maybe the pacing of the movie that took off some points for me.
I can totally see that.
The third act kind of went like that.
Yes, but then like the whole buildup was very slow.
Yeah, and I was okay with that. If the third act, Rough Nut's character, she cracked me up.
Rough Nut, that's who it is. Yes.
Yeah. The dad stuff, man, that got me. But it was a solid movie, still a good movie. Now, what would you give 1?
So 1's the one that started all, right? I mean, 1
was a great movie too.
Yeah, 1 had to be a solid film in order for it to capture people and want to make 2 and 3. For me, I thought that 1 from beginning to end told a very like tight story. I don't think it deviated at all. I think it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It made me fall in love with every one of the characters. For me, that would probably go right in the middle, and I would give that one a 9 out of 10. I honestly think that slightly better than the second one, because even though the second one has Kate Blanchett and has some beautiful moments, for me, the first one, like, just because you weren't expecting it, especially from a DreamWorks film, especially not after like Shrek 4. Like, you were not exactly.
Yeah, because it's very ups and downs. If you look at the DreamWorks movies that came out, right? Like, they're not all great. Like, it took them a while to get a Shrek. Like, Shrek was excellent. I love the first one.
Yes, but it took a while to get us a Puss in Boots. Like, from something else from that.
When did Kung Fu Panda come out?
Oh,
was that before? That was before this, right?
2008.
Wow. Okay, so that was before. So that was a big hit for them, right?
It was, but again, like, for me, like,
they were. Oh man, dude! They started. To me, they started off rough because they started with like ants, and I think my ex and I went to go see Ants because I think it was like we couldn't get into the movie we wanted to go see, and that's how you went to go see Ants back then.
Yes.
And then after that, we really liked The Prince of Egypt. I remember really liking the music. Mariah Carey, right?
Yeah, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. Yeah, I mean that.
And then they did El Dorado, right? And then they started focusing on CG, which is where Shrek came out of.
Yes.
Shrek 2. But then they had some misses, man. Like, what was the Will Smith movie? Was it Robots or Shark Tale?
Shark Tale. Robots is the.
Did they also do Robots, or was that another?
No, they did Robots, and that was Ewan McGregor and Robin Williams.
Yeah. So they did. Somebody mentioned Over the Hedge.
That's the one that fueled them to do How to Train Your Dragon, because that was Crest of Cowl too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, DreamWorks also did B Movie.
Oh God. Oh, with Jerry Seinfeld?
Jerry Seinfeld, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So definitely ups and downs for me.
I didn't rate. I thought I rated 3. 3 is definitely a 9.5. One.
You give it 9.5.
One would be, I think it's a 9. I agree. Actually, I agree with Amanda in all her ratings. Like, it's 9, 8, 9.5.
Yeah.
I think they were phenomenal. Dragon Ball Evolution. I think we both rated a 1. James, what's our Dragon Ball Evolution rating?
Yeah. For me, like, for the first movie, what I loved about it is it was funny because there was definitely adorable, cute moments. But it had some real depth to it. I mean, particularly it takes real guts to disable your main character. Like that takes real guts and really, like. You
mean his foot? That happened towards the end, though.
Right? I know, but still, like, that's like almost like killing you. Like that could be like, that's close to almost.
No, I'm with you. They were afraid to do it in Walking Dead.
I know,
Rick kept his hand in The Walking Dead.
Exactly. Like, I mean, be aggressive. They were not afraid. And that's a children's, like, it's made for kids. And they were like, 1 out of 10. We hated it.
Might have been I think I gave Catwoman a 1 out of 10 as well. It was a bad movie.
Yeah. And plus those flying scenes from that first like that alone, like right there.
The music hit.
Yes. The music as well. Yeah. So for me, what is his name? John. Oh God. John Powell, yeah, he's the one who's done all the music for the How to Train Your Dragon movies, and I think he's doing it for this one, the new one too. Fantastic, like, yeah. So, yeah, that's my rating. So I guess it would be.
This is
3, 1, 2.
This is a honest question. Have they done a live action movie like DreamWorks Animation? Because this is still DreamWorks Animation, right?
Yeah, I believe so. It says DreamWorks Animation on it.
So is this okay? I don't know this. Have they done a live action movie before? Because this is live action, isn't it? I mean, live action. Obviously, they don't have real dragons, but like live action with CG.
So DreamWorks Pictures has.
Yeah, but this is DreamWorks Animation. That's different.
No. DreamWorks Animation is known for animated films. DreamWorks Pictures, I believe this will be DreamWorks.
basketball scene.
That's my favorite scene.
Catwoman, Amanda gave it a 2 and Omar a 1. Yeah, that movie sucked. No basketball scene. See that one. For
So
my
DreamWorks has a live action.
Yeah, they do live action movies, but I was wondering if DreamWorks Animation has ever done a live action slash.
To the best of my knowledge, no. This will be the first one for them.
Did you know there was a new Smurfs movie coming out?
Yes, we were just talking about it. It's produced by Rihanna, and she has a new song in it. And I'm like,
she's in it. Like, I like the animation style they're using.
Yeah, but it's weird because I was like, you have to come out with
she broke Amanda.
I just well, now I need to figure out. Okay,
I was legit like I don't know. Like,
hold on, How to Train Your Dragon 2025.
Yeah, it was. I think that might be the first one. Okay, hold on.
It's
DreamWorks Animation is owned by Universal. They properly handle the production.
So it's. I guess are you implying that it's the first like
live action CG that they're handling? Yeah.
Is it the first animated DreamWorks that are turning into a live action? Is that what you're asking?
No. I was okay. So like we went through a list of DreamWorks animation since day one, which was their Ants movie, right? Like Ants was the first kickoff of DreamWorks Animation. Like Bruce said, it's part of it's a division of Universal, but they handle their own movies. Like what was the new one that's coming out? Bad Guys 2. I think I just saw a trailer.
Yeah.
After this. But is this the first time that DreamWorks Animation has done a live action movie?
Well, so it's not necessarily DreamWorks Animation. All it says is DreamWorks. And DreamWorks
okay.
has done a ton of live action, like Reptiles and Castaway. Like, so, I mean,
okay.
It's probably DreamWorks in the sense that it's DreamWorks' other division. But this is I believe.
You had me going there.
I'm so sorry that you're dragging.
You had me going for a second. I'm like, what kind of monster?
I feel like FDO, they gave you plenty of instructions and tips on how to train your dragon. You just
you ain't got a foot.
You were just distracted by how cute Toothless looked.
He was cute.
Yes, he's oh my god, it's the best dragon in the world. We have so many versions of that dragon lying around my house. This is for sure, I believe, the first DreamWorks animated film that's been turned into a live action
based on the book.
I mean, if we don't count the Shrek musical, because I do not count.
Nobody should count that.
Like, we don't count Shrek musicals, right, guys? Because that's weird. And every time I see those, I think, nope. I can't get behind that.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I'm excited. I hope it does well. Like, seriously. Because they need a big win.
I don't know.
I hope it does really well.
Like Disney needs one right now, but
when does it? Yeah, okay. So let's talk about. Okay, hold on a second. I just looked at it. Says produced by DreamWorks Animation, not just DreamWorks.
So it looks like it is.
Oh, very cool, man. Thank you, Bruce.
Very cool.
I saw the DreamWorks logo, but I do believe it's a DreamWorks Pictures. This is really cool. Okay, that's kind of exciting. But Disney. Now, to go back to Disney has put a stop to live action movies after Snow White, right? Is that what they said? Like, we're not doing. But Lilo and Stitch was really good.
Well,
wow, people are gonna go see this. What did you think about it?
Yeah, what did you think, Rams? Did you like it?
Did you like it? Happy 40th to Goonies and 30.
I have a friend who went up to where did Goonies take place? Where did they film it? Where did it take place? In Washington, Oregon? Where?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it is on that side of the United States.
In Astoria, Oregon. Yeah, they actually went up there for Goonies weekend and like did a bunch of stuff, and yeah, they have like a whole celebration there.
What? There's a Goonies weekend?
In Astoria, Oregon. They just a friend of mine just went up there this weekend and did a bunch of stuff. Visit the Goonies house, and there's like
the house is open to the people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're like, wait, why have I never done this before?
There was something else I was really surprised that they did. What was it? Oh, it was a Ghostbusters weekend at the New York. So in New York City, where the firehouse is, they opened it up, and the director was there, and a couple of the actors from the latest Ghostbuster movies. Pretty cool. Disney changed their minds. Lilo and Stitch 2 being fast tracked.
Oh, I'm not surprised by that.
Look at that. How to Train Your Dragon live action is better than Stitch live action, and I love both of these franchises with all the nostalgia powered adoration I have. How to Train Your Dragon is simply superior. Dang, I like it. Get
Honestly,
this, they remade the animated movie in live action, and it was good. They didn't really change anything, but added some lore for Bert.
Okay, I like that. I heard that nothing really changed, but it just looks good. Like, if you're gonna do it in live action, I think so. So obviously Dan Murrell's who I usually look to, and he said what I hate about remakes is they create unnecessary changes that don't add anything to the films, or they make unnecessary or they cut things, or they make sequences from the original worse. Like in the live action remake of Lion King, all of the musical sequences are worse than the original, and I would also agree with this. Like, they are boring, unoriginal. Like, when you see the musical version of I Can't Wait to Be King in the animated, it is fantastic. The live action is boring. Like, and I love John Oliver as that, but
there's
boring.
no such thing as a live action Lion King.
That's also true. But anyway, he's like, no, it's gorgeous. It's beautifully directed. Like, everything is gorgeous. And he's like, just imagery. So he's like, they took it and pretty much made it like, and even the performances, like, no one phones it in. And no one, like he said, like the actor who plays Hiccup, while he pays homage to like Jay Baruchel's character, he's not like trying to imitate him as Hiccup. He still brings his own life and everything to the character. Like, so there's just great acting in it, great everything. No one's really phoning it in. So yes, there we go.
Okay, Lilo and Stitch has already produced and did quite well, and there won't be other live action pieces being developed as Endeavor had lukewarm profits.
Yeah, like Moana, they were already filming the Moana one, so they're not going to not stop filming it because that was already being worked on before Snow White came out. The only other one that they're for sure not making now is Tangled. That was the one that was like in like talks. No, what? Stop. That sounds terrible. That's not
Why
real.
not? I mean, think about it. They've done Barbie, they've done Transformers, they've done these toys that we grew up with. Care Bears is. I'm surprised they have not cashed in on My Little Pony.
I'm actually surprised.
Like, I'm surprised we did not get a live action when the new animated series was out.
I like that new animated series too.
Oh, it was really good. Fast track the Care Bears. I'm surprised they didn't do a live action Frozen, because I think they're working on the third one. Somebody said earlier they're working on the third Frozen movie, and if that's true, that's probably why they don't want to.
Oh, third. You're right. You're third. Yeah, you're right. Third.
Yeah. Did you watch something I didn't?
No.
Okay. It's on G.I. Joe, and that one sucked. I'm so glad they made a second one, because they killed off Duke in the second one, and I was happy to watch that one. Saw the live action tonight and an early fan screening. Then I'm heading to Epic Universe. Man, you've got a whole weekend.
Go have fun at Epic Universe. I'm so jealous because I want to see that.
10 Blondie movies, 5 Ninja Turtles, Popeye, Casper. Have there really been 10 Blondie movies? Astrid is amazing. Gobber's on par with Ferguson's best. Fish Legs was Fish Legs. Hiccup was Hiccup. And Gerard Butler and Body Stoic. Be it live action or animated. Oh, they did Heathcliff and they did Garfield, right?
Yeah.
We need a live action Pirates of Darkwater. Thank you, James, for standing up for those 90s kids. It was a good show. So what were you were mentioning before we wrap up about the WB? What's going on with WB?
All right. So as far as obviously last time we were here, we talked about how the WB went full circle and now decided HBO.
Oh, the naming of.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So, but then on June 9th, they announced that they plan to split Warner Brothers and Discovery into 2 separately publicly traded companies by the middle of 2026. Here is how it's going to be split up. So, streaming and studios. This entity will include Warner Brothers Television, Motion Picture Group, DC, HBO Max, and be led by David Zaslav. Why? I don't know. The global network is going to be the other publicly traded company, and this will contain television networks like CNN, TNT Sports, Discovery, digital properties like Discovery Plus and Bleacher Report, led by Gunnar Weidenfels. Basically, the split was driven by factors like declining cable TV viewership and revenue, aiming to provide each company a more focused strategy and greater flexibility to compete in the changing media market, and to enhance shareholder value and allow each entity to pursue investments relevant to their specific business models. So the global networks will maintain a stake in streaming studios to help reduce their debt. So that's good. So the HBO and Max will continue to be a part of the streaming studios company under Zaslav and will focus on growing Max and investing in HBO content. This move marks a shift in strategy, moving away from consolidating various content under a single umbrella to compete with services like Netflix. So
you're saying that we're going to get another streaming service out of this?
I don't know if they're going to split the streaming, like, because Discovery Plus is still a separate thing. I think they still have it as an option. So I think you're just going to get two separate companies. The aim is to help reduce debt on either side. And that's why they're saying, the new company, this new like global network company that has like CNN and the sports and everything, they're going to take on some of the debt from the streaming company in order to reduce the debt. So, or a stake in it to reduce debt. So we'll see what happens.
Man, let me get a couple of super chats here. Disney changed their minds. Leland's. Oh wait, we got that one. We got that one. Okay. It's this one. Disney's still going to make a live action Hercules. You mean Huncules? And Kingsport Cal, thank you, brother. I would love a Calvin and Hobbes film, but Bill Watterson, he is very, very protective of his Calvin and Hobbes. We'll never let that happen. I still love that comic strip. It shaped me as a kid. There's a really good documentary on, I think it's still free on YouTube if you want to watch it, about Bill Watterson, as much as they can get, right? Because it's Bill Watterson. He's very private. Thank you, Blues, for the super chat. Last week, financial institutions rated Warner's stock junk. Today, they rated Warner's bonds, debts, and credit ratings junk also. Man. And Moana Live is next year. So they're still going on with that, huh? And that Calvin and Hobbes. Moana was already in the works.
Yeah, it was already. It's already like production. Like there's images of The Rock like in his regalia being filmed.
Oh, is he playing the same character?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of course he is. Yeah, so they were going to plan on that. It looks like the Hercules has been in development for a while, but there are creative tensions because the Russos are planning on and working on it.
The Russos? Aren't they busy with Avengers? Doomsday?
I guess they can do more. But yeah, I guess there's some creative tensions there. According to insiders, they say that on who there's creative tension on who they should focus on as far as the characters. Maybe they think Hercules is boring. You know what? Yeah, the live action Hercules. That's what they think I also thought Hercules was kind of boring. But if they're gonna make it Hades, they gotta make it a compelling Hades villain. Not that James Woods is not a compelling villain. I mean in the sense of
I love his Hades. His Hades is so good.
Yeah, we'll see. Something tells me that while they're developing it, I feel like it's going to change hands a couple of times before it actually gets made. The Hercules movie.
So before we drop off tonight, Amanda, what are we talking about next Wednesday?
Oh, I love when you bring that up.
I know I do. You know I have to bring it up.
Well, that is a great question.
That is a great question. I have a calendar.
Oh, well, it's not going to be Ironheart. That'll be the week after.
That will be the week after, correct?
Yes. So next week will be a surprise.
I checked with. I'm sorry. I messaged Lars as soon as.
Blas said you should check out Lars.
Yeah, because it was what Bruce said about Disney canceling Doctor Who, and in very Lars fashion, he was like, none of the legit sources are saying that, so it's probably in the rumor territory at the moment. Although honestly, it would not be a shock at all. The decision on that may have been taken in 2022 with 26 episodes, and then we're out. In a very Lars fashion, he refuses to believe.
Yeah.
Never ending story. Wait, are they doing? Don't do that. Don't do. Oh, if ever we need something for the summer, there are wonderful Studio Ghibli movies that they reshow at the theater.
It's true. Or you can just watch the How to Train Your Dragon remake, and then we can.
Or that. You know what? I'll think about it. Honestly, I'll think about it. And yeah, it would be fun. Have you ranked the Karate Kid movies yet? No, we haven't. We should so do that.
We should do that.
She hasn't seen Legends yet. And on that note,
anytime soon.
Not yet. And on that note, Panda, do your thing.
Sign us off. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at nearmintcon. Remember to check us out on Spread Shop for some great Near Mint Edition merchandise. And also check us out on Patreon for $1 a month and more. You can support us here in what we do and get some really cool perks along the way. And last but not least, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. Good journey till all are one. And if it's classy and cool, nope. And if you feel it, chase it.
Did you just change that? All right. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful week. I'll be back on Saturday.
Kung Fu Manda.
Am I ending this?